This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
The following is a Red Apple Podcast Network presentation.
They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it.
Welcome to Dominic Carter's podcast. This is Dominic Carter's City Hall. Now, here's Dominic Carter.
Red Apple Podcast, Talk Radio 77 WABC. You can listen to me, Dominic Carter, Sunday evenings, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., weeknights, midnight to 1 a.m. Tensions have reached a boiling point. New Yorkers have had it with the migrant crisis. This is my podcast. Let's go. How much is too much? How much can people take? The NYPD making 10 arrests on Staten Island for residents trying to block a bus, bringing migrants to the new shelter at the former Midland Beach senior living facility there. How much is too much? Bravo to Atlantic City, New Jersey. You hit blackjack. Ka-ching. Not only Republican elected officials, but Democrats as well, raising holy you-know-what to a Biden administration plan to house migrants at the Atlantic City airport. And now the Biden administration has backed off. That's elected officials representing the will of their constituents. Just our luck, the mayor here continues to argue New York City has a legal obligation to take migrants in. You folks know I strongly disagree. Regarding the 10 arrests on Staten Island, this is what the mayor had to say on Fox Good Day New York.
Well, let's do a real accurate and proper assessment. We have 8.3 million New Yorkers. So if the numerical minority decide to use hateful terms and hateful words, that is not a reflection of who this city is. I'm very clear of the frustration and anger, and New Yorkers have expressed that, but they're not banging on the doors of buses. They're not spewing hateful words towards ethnic groups. That is not how we're showing our frustration. And I say to those who believe they're going to use violence by throwing bottles at police officers and migrants, we're not going to accept that. That's the message we sent on Staten Island, and I'm going to send it throughout the city. We'll manage this crisis, but we're not going to do it with violence, and we're not going to do it with hateful terminologies spewed at individuals.
But it is the mayor's reaction on New York One to the Staten Island arrest that shows just how warped this migrant situation is, at least when it comes to leadership. The mayor points out the frustration of New Yorkers, but also the frustration of migrants. Give me a break. The last time I checked, migrants are not your constituents and are not contributing a dime to the tax base.
We have 8.3 million New Yorkers, and we cannot allow the numerical minority that show an ugly display of how we deal with the crisis be used as an example of what New Yorkers are doing. Of course, New Yorkers are frustrated. New Yorkers are really concerned, and even the migrants are really concerned. We are both stating that this crisis should be dealt with in a manner where the national government carries out the role that it's supposed to. Should not be left on the backs of New York City residents. And so the police department handled those small number of people, and we are not going to allow ourselves to be bullied into carrying out our responsibilities. But I understand the frustration that New Yorkers are going through, and I understand the frustration that asylum seekers are experiencing as well.
Unbelievable. New York City Mayor Eric Adams declaring you have to understand the frustration of New Yorkers, but also the frustration of migrants. That's all wrong. Americans are struggling, and some elected officials are worried about migrants? Case in point, listen to 77-year-old Pat from New Jersey. For Pat, purchasing just one piece of meat at the supermarket these days is a luxury.
Hello, Dominic. Thank you for taking my call. I'm so overwhelmed. It's so difficult for me. Are you there?
I'm listening loud and clear to you.
All right. I can't believe I'm saying there are times when I wish I were a migrant, because maybe I might get more assistance, more care.
Maybe.
I'm just filling up, can barely fill my car up with gas, and people are coming over in transportation and trains and in buses, and I'm thinking to myself, when did this happen where the American people just got put to on the back burner?
So let's go back, Pat. When you say that you can barely fill up your car, talk to me for a second about that. What does that process entail?
To you before, and told you I'm 77 years old and trying to just pinch my pennies to see what kind of odd work I can do just to stay afloat. And yet the people coming over don't have to be concerned.
Okay, let's stop. Pat, let's stop. I want to make sure I just heard you right. You said you're 77 and you're still doing odd work, trying to make ends meet?
Yes.
And that's disgusting. Go ahead.
And I think about, I worked so hard to see that I would have some kind of security, and now I'm finding that it's not even going anywhere because it's almost like taxation without representation. And I feel that we don't have a say any longer. We're not, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just lost for words.
No, we're all lost for words over this issue. But Pat, I want to go back to the gas. So what generally speaking, we know we're dealing with sky high prices. Generally speaking, how much is the cost to fill up your car?
Well, I would say over $50. Right.
Okay. And so you're saying you can barely do that. Are you able to eat and get your medication?
Yes, because I have the PAAD and the senior gold, and I'm okay with that. The system's making me so sick that I don't want to go on any more medication than what I'm already taking. I just feel, Dominic, that when I go shopping, it's a luxury to put a piece of meat into my basket, which I don't often do. And yet I see that, I just see that there's an imbalance. And I don't know what else to say. I'm feeling terribly embarrassed to have to put this out there.
Well, you shouldn't feel embarrassed at all, Pat, because Americans are going through it. But I am literally disgusted at what you just said now. Not angry at you, disgusted at politicians. If I just heard you correctly, you just said it's a luxury to put a piece of meat into your cart. And I would think, certainly if I were the mayor of New York, I would be concerned about, and I understand you're in New Jersey, but I would be concerned about people like you. I wouldn't give a hell about a migrant. I'm being honest and I would say, get them out of here. And if they're not gone by week's end, you're fired, and you're fired. And I would do a Rudy Giuliani on them.
We're all going to pay for this, Dominic. I don't have to tell you. Now I understand they want to put through a migrant tax. It's not enough that we can't make our money last as long as it used to.
So, Pat,
it's not. I expected more from this country. I expected that. I felt so good to be an American that it was our leaders were watching out for us. Our politicians were there to protect us. But now I see they're doing everything that they can to take whatever we have away.
And so, Pat, are you doing any odd jobs currently at age 77?
Yes, some cleaning, a little bit of cleaning, not heavy duty because
at age 77.
It's hard.
When migrants can come over here, have babies, this is just the type of mood that I'm in this morning. I'm going to call a spade a spade. They can come over here and plan their pregnancies so that the taxpayers pay for it. Their kids are born American citizens, and they can ride welfare for the next 21 years in daycare and healthcare and everything else. And you're telling me, Pat, that you have to work at age 77, an odd job doing light housekeeping work.
Dominic, may I ask you another question that no one's been able to answer this?
Go ahead.
Well, they want them to come over here and give them jobs. I don't understand how much they're going to make to be able to afford the way just living in an apartment is so expensive.
Well,
and I'm wondering,
go ahead,
where do they think they're going to, how much money are they going to be able to make to be able to afford to live in this economy we live in?
Okay, so Pat, here's the okie doke, right? A term, what the politicians are doing is they think that they're conning us by saying, look, we're trying to get them jobs so they won't be on at the expense of the public, of the American taxpayer. But what they're really... I
would have to work jobs to live in New York.
Right.
If I were able to, and want to live, which was such a privilege to live in a city like New York, I wouldn't be able to make ends meet unless I was pulling a few jobs.
Well, oh boy, I
don't know how these politicians are saying they'll be able to get off the rolls and they'll be able to work. Work at what amount of money would they think that they could make to afford to live in the city of New York?
That's a good point, Pat. I want you to do me a favor because I do have to move on. People like you, wait, Pat, hold on one second. People like you have made America great. Don't you ever forget that. You hang in there, and hold your head high, even though it's a disgrace what you have to go through. Just understand that you're not doing anything wrong. It's our country where the politicians seem to have lost the interest of the American people. And I'm sure there are scores and scores and scores of other people that are going through exactly the same thing that you're going through, Pat. I'm
sure I'm not the Lone Ranger. You're right.
And in my eyes, you're a hero and you're a rock star. In my eyes, at age 77.
Thank you so much.
You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
This episode is brought to you by Tic Tac. Summer tastes like Tic Tac. Tantalize your taste buds this sunny season with citrus adventure and orange. 2 everyday flavors that bring summer in every. Tic Tac Citrus Adventure is a yummy, vibrant medley of lemon, lime, and mandarin. And Tic Tac Orange is the perfect mix of tangy and sweet. Visit us at Tic Tac USA on social to refresh your summer with Tic Tac.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold! Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Hey, Fidelity. What's it cost to invest with the Fidelity app?
Start with as little as $1 with no account fees or trade commissions on U.S. stocks and ETFs.
That's music to my ears.
I can only talk.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Sell order assessment fee not included. A limited number of ETFs are subject to a transaction-based service fee of $100. See full list at fidelity.com/commissions. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
The words from Pat just break my heart. And this is Sean from Brooklyn.
Love you.
Love you too. Thank you, man. Thank you.
That lady, senior citizen, was 1,000% correct. That is a microcosm of what's going on in the nation. Okay, she says she can't buy meat anymore. It's like it's like 1929 again. First of all, you can't tax your way. Okay, this country is collapsing in front of your eyes, and then they open the borders to let people come in, work. There's no work for these people coming from South America and Venezuela and Guatemala and Brazil and every other South American nation. There is no work. There's zero work. Maybe they can deliver in Manhattan, maybe. So that solves maybe 500 to 600 jobs. But the rest of the nation, where these hundreds, millions of immigrants, they think they're going to get jobs? That is a lie. There's no more businesses. Day after day, you can see it. Closed, everywhere. It makes me want to throw up.
Sean, believe me when I tell you, you're not the only one that wants to throw up. Finally, this is Gail from Manhattan on the migrant situation.
You get very angry about the illegal migrants, and I don't blame you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I don't blame you, but your anger is misplaced. All of our anger should be directed at the liberal politicians who allow these people to come in, and especially, even more so, at our fellow citizens who keep voting these Democratic.
Gail. So we shouldn't be upset at people that are just outright using us. They're playing the system and they know it.
It's human nature.
And so they don't take any blame. No blame.
They do, but the real blame is at the politicians and the people who keep voting them in. That's where our real anger should be directed.
Gail is correct. Anger should be directed at elected officials. New York City Mayor Eric Adams, can you hear me now? And that is all the time we have for this episode. Thank you, folks, for joining us. If you are interested in my remarkable book on my life titled No Mama's Boy, or even the Dominic Carter bobblehead doll, go to my website, all one word, DominicCarterOnline.com, DominicCarterOnline.com. If you order the book at my website rather than Amazon, I can personally sign it for you. You can catch me on 77 WABC weeknights, midnight to 1 a.m. Go check out the Dominic Carter merchandise at the 77 WABC store, from Dominic Carter t-shirts, the hats, and much more. Go to WABCRadiostore.com. Also follow me on YouTube, where you will see videos from me about the podcast and the radio show. YouTube.com/Dominic Carter. We will see you the next time. Dominic Carter, Red Apple Podcast, Talk Radio 77, WABC.
I gotta make it.
Dominic Carter socials on Twitter at Dominic TV and Facebook and Instagram. Dominic Carter TV. Email at dominic.carter@wabcradio.com. Until the next episode, be well. And as Dominic always says, stay positive. The glass is always half full, never half empty. Dominic Carter City Hall.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn. And you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.